Hello and welcome back to our channel. We're so glad you're here where we talk about travel and get you excited and prepared for your next big adventure. Before we get started, make sure you're subscribed to our channel and ring the bell to enable notifications so you never miss an upload from us. Miami, located in South Florida, calls to tourists looking for warm weather, natural beauty, a bustling, thriving city, and even makes a tempting option for retirement. Named after the Mayaimi tribe that once occupied the area of Miami, the city is mainly Hispanic, which adds layers of culture to this historic city. It also makes for a delicious food scene. Iconic food from the region includes ceviche, Cuban sandwiches, stone crabs, alligator bites, and key lime pie. You certainly won't be hungry when you're exploring Miami. Even for those living in Miami or who visit regularly, there's always something new to discover. Today, we'll walk you through our top 10 interests to see while you're in Miami. Without further ado, let's dive in. Number 10. Vizcaya Museum and Gardens. Vizcaya Museum and Gardens is more than a place to kill some time, strolling from exhibit to exhibit or plant to plant. Vizcaya, the estate that acts as a museum, was built in 1916 and looks like it could still easily host elaborate parties. Getting materials through Biscayne Bay to the home in the early 1900s wasn't easy, so a canal was dredged that allowed access to the property from the bay. The estate features 54 rooms and 45,000 square feet of living space. Even with the expansive home, you'll spend most of your visit outside, so wear comfortable shoes and bring an extra water bottle. One of the most photographed areas of the garden is the Garden Mound. Limestone staircases frame an antique fountain, and the top of the stairs afford grand views of the property's gardens. Number 9. Coconut Grove. Coconut Grove is a neighborhood in Miami locally referred to as The Grove. It has historical appeal, art galleries, a marina, plenty of food and shopping, and luxury hotels. It's quite a mix of amenities. The Grove is the oldest inhabited Miami neighborhood, with its first residents setting down roots in 1825. The community wasn't officially recognized for another 100 years. In recent years, it's been a haven for 1960s counterculture, welcoming a bohemian lifestyle packed with concerts, love-ins, and other events. You can snag million-dollar waterfront views at Alice Wainwright Park or stroll through the Kampong National Tropical Botanical Gardens if you haven't gotten your fix of lush plant life that thrives in this part of the world. Vizcaya, the first stop on our list, is technically part of this established neighborhood, but each deserves its own spot on our list. Number 8. Bayside Marketplace. The Bayside Marketplace is a hub of activity and one of the most popular tourist destinations in Miami and the overall state. The two-story open-air marketplace has something for everyone. Lined with palm trees, colorful flags outside, and picture-perfect black and white striped awnings over shops. It's beautiful just window shopping the more than 150 shops. And it's more than a marketplace. Local musicians are put on display daily with live music performances that can be enjoyed for free. The Marina Stage is the perfect place to sit and watch the world go by, while nodding your head to the local salsa rhythms. And if you'd prefer to get out on the water, you can use Bayside Marketplace as your launching point for a sunset cruise along the bay, catching a glimpse of celebrity homes or concentrating on sport fishing or party charters. Number 7. Art Deco District. A thriving art scene is one of Miami's many claims to fame, and the Art Deco District is one of the many glimmering jewels in Miami's crown. It boasts the largest concentration of Art Deco buildings in the world. Art Deco architecture began in the 1920s, and bright pink, yellow, green, and orange buildings appeared in abundance between 1920 and 1930. Many local hotels feature the design aesthetic, but more mundane city staples like the U.S. Post Office also get in on the action. It's easy to spend hours wandering the streets admiring the design choices. Guided and self-guided walking tours are readily available to help you pinpoint these classic beauties. Number 6. Venetian Pool. The Venetian Pool is heavily influenced by Mediterranean architecture and offers waterfalls, caves, coral rock formations, and plenty of idyllic palm trees. Sound like paradise? This former rock quarry may be the closest thing to an oasis that you'll find stateside. Located in Coral Gables, real estate developer George Merrick built both the city and the pool. Originally opened as the Venetian Casino in 1924, it was a popular destination for the social elite. It's more accessible now, with entry costing between $10 and $20 depending on the ages in your group. A stone bridge adds ambience to the grounds. Today, it's the only swimming pool in the country with a spot on the National Register of Historic Places. And it doesn't function only as a pool. It is periodically drained, and orchestras and other musical artists use the empty pit for performances. The pool is actually drained daily in the spring and summer. The natural filtration system refills the pool from the natural underground aquifer. Number 5. Wynwood Walls. If you haven't made the connection yet, museums, art, and culture are huge in Miami, and Wynwood Walls deliver for those hungry for more. The Wynwood Walls refers to a stretch of murals in the warehouse district of Wynwood. It's been designated as one of the most extensive open-air art installations globally. This forgotten neighborhood was given a second chance when Tony Goldman used the warehouses as canvases in 2009. He created a community of artists, and now the entire district functions as a blank canvas. Driving through the district, you can see many of the most prevalent works of art in less than an hour. But if you're strolling at your own pace, you can easily spend 2 to 6 hours admiring the art. And if long periods of walking sound daunting, golf cart tours are available, so you don't have to sacrifice your experience. One of the most famous art pieces in this area is Stop Wars by Eduardo Cobra, a psychedelic rendering of Yoda holding a stop sign imploring an end to war. Brenda's Writer's Love Wall at the Inoue Cafe is a romantic Instagram-worthy spot. The word love is written repeatedly on the walls in red lettering, giving the cafe a romantic vibe. Find your favorites as you meander through this fantastic neighborhood. Number 4. Everglades National Park. The Everglades is one of the most unique natural ecosystems in the world. If you're a nature lover, it can't be missed. The vast and complicated wetland system spans 2 million acres across South and Central Florida. The sawgrass marsh covering much of the land creates a river of grass, and this slow-moving water dominates the landscape. The lush ground provides prime real estate for more than 350 species of birds, alligators, crocodiles, 27 varieties of snakes, and even the endangered Florida panther. You'll have to be extremely lucky to see one of the 100 or so individuals that called this area home. You can explore the area on foot carefully, or you can opt for a tour that uses airboats, also known as fan boats, that easily cruise over the dense swamp grass, allowing you to cover greater distances. Number 3. Ocean Drive. So many movies and television series have featured Miami's Ocean Drive, and it may seem familiar to even those visiting for the first time. Covering a whopping 14 blocks between 1st and 15th Street, there are plenty of shopping and dining opportunities. With the brightly colored buildings, fancy cars, iconic locations, and palm tree-lined streets, it's quintessential Miami. The oceanfront views make it prime real estate for luxury hotel developers, quickly becoming one of the more luxurious areas to spend time in. It declined in the 1980s, starting to look a bit worn and aged, losing appeal to visitors. The city band together to restore the buildings and inject life and vibrancy back into the neighborhood. Hotels often open their doors during the day for pool parties stocked with booze and beautiful people. If you'd like something more laid back, rent a bike to cruise the 15-block area, or plant yourself at a cafe with a view for some great people watching. Number 2. Miami Beach. You didn't really think we'd make it through a list about Miami and not include a beach, did you? Miami Beach is technically its own city, with more than 82,000 residents. Miami Beach stretches about 10 miles and offers plenty of places to stretch out and sunbathe. One of the more eclectic stops you can make while in Miami Beach is Casa Casuarina, also known as Versace Mansion. It was home to the famous designer Gianni Versace until his murder in 1997. Miami nightlife should be experienced at least once while you're in Florida, and Miami Beach's oceanfront hotels and clubs are the perfect places to get your feet wet. And suppose you want a bit more history and culture. In that case, several museums in the area are dedicated to art and more somber topics, such as the Holocaust Memorial and Jewish Museum. Number 1. Little Havana. Perhaps the most iconic neighborhood in Miami, Little Havana is a mecca for those who love Latin dancing, Cuban food, and rich, diverse culture. This area is always busy and offers insights into the Hispanic culture that are difficult to find elsewhere. Cuban cigars are the stuff of legend, and you can watch vendors roll cigars at Little Havana Cigar Factory. Suppose you're visiting Little Havana for the first time. In that case, we recommend checking out the Cabochen Museum and Performing Arts Center. It's a great introduction to everything the area offers. And the question isn't as much about where you should eat in Little Havana, it's how much time you have to sample as much as possible. Freshly fried croquetas are available at walk-up windows called ventanitas. Or you can wander through the open-air fruit market at Los Pineros Fruteria. And for true foodies, we suggest taking a food and culture tour where you can eat your way through the neighborhood over 2.5 hours. It's easy and fun to spend time in Little Havana, so make sure to allow plenty of time to poke around and discover hidden gems for yourself. That does it for today's list. Are you a Miami native or familiar with the area and think we missed something important? Let us know in the comments below, and let us know which U.S. city you'd like to learn more about in future videos. If you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to tap the like button before you head out. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing and enabling notifications so you never miss an update from us. Until next time.